carbon over here. Carbon is in group 4. So there it is. Oops. Just make that transparent. So carbon is in group 4. Now, what does that tell us about it? So what this bit isn't specifically to organic chemistry, but it is something you need to know. It's one of the more fundamental aspects of chemistry. The group number tells you the number of electrons in the outer shell. I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video because but what I will do is find another video and then put that in there as well. But the group number is total number of electrons in the outer shell, so we'll talk about why in a moment. But so we have four electrons in the outer shell of carbon. Now we can prove that because we can draw carbon. So we know carbon's got 6 protons, and it's got a mass number of 12. Now we're going to just say that if it's got 6 protons, it's got 6 electrons. So if I draw my carbon in the middle, I'm not going to bother drawing the nucleus because I'm just interested in the electrons right now. Draw my first shell. It's going to turn on smart drawing. Oh, does it know that it's yeah, it does. Cool. And turn it off again. So that's the first shell. And then we need a total of 6 electrons. So we've got 2 so far, and then there's the rest of them. That's the other 4. So we can see we've got 4 electrons in the outer shell now. The outer shell can hold up to 8, right? So it has 4 spaces. So that means it could share 4 more times. So if I were to draw hydrogen sharing with it, oh, that's messy. Might do that again. That's better. So hydrogen is going to share with it. Oops. I'm just going to draw the circles first. It's a bit messy, but that's a dot cross diagram of so that's a dot cross diagram of CH4. You can also redraw it as this. We just call it a stick diagram, also called a displayed formula. All right, and the name of it is called methane. Now, organic chemistry is all linked to carbon. Carbon's got 4 bonds, and hydrogen's got 1 bond. Anything that and any compound that's made up of only carbon and hydrogen, we call it hydrocarbon. And you can actually make, basically, organic chemistry is kind of using that idea to work out how can we make something, how can we make a molecule, let's say with 3 carbons and hydrogens. Well, if we know that each carbon's got 4 bonds, then you would make sure that you give each hydrogen 4 bonds. We know that each carbon has got 4 bonds, and then you would, if you stick a hydrogen on the end, now we know we've made another hydrocarbon. The other thing we need to know about organic chemistry is how to name them. So they have certain languages, certain words that we need to learn within organic chemistry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another this again. So this is a whiteboard I did with organic chemistry before. So I started in the same sort of way. So you have something called a dot cross diagram of methane. You can have molecular formulas, and I'm not sure what this is called, but this is just a basic diagram of a molecule, or you have displayed formula. They need you to know these phrases. Okay, molecular formula just simply tells you what it's, how many atoms are in each molecule, how many of atoms of what are in a molecule. That's the molecular formula, but the displayed formula shows you how they're actually arranged. The dot cross diagrams just shows you how the bonds are made by sharing electrons. Okay. Do you think you might need? So basically, you have if I'm trying to make an methane, that was methane with CH4. I could have 2 carbons, I'd call it ethane. 3 carbons, it's called propane. 4 carbons, it's called butane. And you could, if you drew all these out like this, then those are a bit of different molecular formulas. Now the displayed formula, sorry, that's the displayed formula. You also have this thing called a structural formula. And what this does is it sort of goes down I like to think of it as the spine of the molecule. So you imagine these molecules getting longer and longer, and this carbon-carbon chain at the beginning is like the spine. And you go down each carbon, and you basically you say what's on this carbon. Then okay, now what's on this carbon, and that's what you do. So on this carbon, it's you got 3 hydrogens. On the next carbon, there's 3 hydrogens. So that's the structural formula for ethane. And they also want you to know about this these kind of things. So I said about how methane got 1 carbon, ethane's got 2 carbons. So this table shows you the way of it shows you how to name compounds based on how many carbons they've got, and this ending shows you what kind of carbon there is. Now, the one I just showed you, the ones I just were talking about are called alkanes. So if it ends in ane, it's an alkane. What is an alkane? It's anything that has single bonds. So I'm flying through the topic quite a bit at the moment. I think maybe, yeah, okay, so I'm going to stop the video there.